Hello, EKN Nation. Welcome to the EKN OutLap. It is episode 87, March 12th, 2025. It is David Cole and Nate Dean as we are going to be previewing the upcoming event, the United States Pro Kart Series Daytona Super Grand Prix from the Daytona International Speedway. And this show is presented by Margay Racing. Check out Margay Racing's Spec Ignite class and their Arrive and Drive packages. Nothing matches the affordability and competitive level of the Ignite program. It's where the best drivers win over the best equipment. Bring your safety gear and Margay will take care of the rest. This year's Ignite majors include the Quincy Grand Prix, USEC Karting, Elkhart Riverwalk Grand Prix, and the Rock Island Grand Prix on Labor Day weekend. The Midwest-based Ignite Challenge Series will hit 5 different tracks in 2025, and be sure to find a club running an Ignite class in your part of the country this season. For more information, please visit ignitekarting.com today. Get off the couch and into a race seat. We are seeing a lot of new racers getting posted on their social media, and a lot of new race karters to be introduced to the sport. So great to see the Ignite program continuing on. And now we are focusing on the 2025 United States Pro Kart Series as it's going to make its debut over the March 13th through 16th weekend making its inaugural visit to the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida, for round 1 of what is going to be a 4-round championship program in 2025. Nate, what are your thoughts heading into the opening round of this year's USPKS series?
Yeah, the first of what a lot of people consider to be the 3 major national events between this, the Pro Tour, and Stars. So you get a little bit of a taste at how the pro calendar is going to go. Obviously, with going to Daytona for the first time for USPKS, there's going to be a lot of drivers who haven't driven this track before, so it's going to be a bit of an equalizer, but a lot of these drivers also have run in CKNA South and WKA Kart Week competitions, so they'll know the track from there, but should be an interesting to watch. As always with every season opener, I think drivers will be able to get acclimatized to Daytona pretty quickly. It's a difficult track to kind of get used to and its quirks and features on it. But once you get to that limit, I think it's going to produce some good racing.
This will be the 13th season of the championship, which began in 2013. And I didn't check my phone for the weather, but yesterday when I wrote this, it looks like it's going to be in the mid-70s, low 80s all weekend. A 38% chance of the bad stuff on Sunday. Hopefully that goes away. But again, it is Florida. You never know what's going to happen. So we'll have to continue to watch the forecast as the weekend goes along. Nate, as you said, it is a unique circuit being inside the Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing, inside NASCAR turns 3 and 4. The track was developed and began welcoming karts back in 2003 with the WKA Daytona Kart Week. The track, as you said, is unique. A 50, nearly just over a half a mile, 11-turn layout in the clockwise direction. Recently got repaved prior to the 2024 Kart Week between Christmas and New Year's. So aside from, like you said, aside from the CKNA events that have been held there, and WKA, this is the first 2-cycle only event inside Daytona International Speedway. Nate, you've actually raced on this racetrack, obviously not the new pavement, but what do you think are kind of the key elements in getting around this racetrack the best?
Yeah, been fortunate enough to drive it in both 2- and 4-cycle competition, but it gets a bit more difficult when you get to the higher speed stuff. The KA and Yamaha around there was always a bit tight, but it's just going to be hitting your marks as always. I mean, usually at Newcastle or the track house, you can make a little mistake here and there with how tight the circuit is now. For Daytona, and with most likely some limited passing opportunities for, obviously, this being an all 2-cycle only event, just going to have to be even more perfect lap in and lap out, but should be the interesting thing will be for the drivers who have raced here before, but not on the repave, to see how they get acclimatized to it as well. I haven't been down there to see what changes there's been, if there's new curbing or if there's been any track extension or what's the extent of that upgrade to the track has been. So a lot of unknown, at least for me, though.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's just a resurfacing of the actual the original course. Well, not the original course, because the original course actually had a little bit of an S section in the final sector of the racetrack coming onto the main straight. So now it's just just over a 90-degree corner. It's a super fast corner. It's funny because we were just at K1 circuit for Challenge of the Americas. It's very similar to that because it's probably would you say the last corner is one of the fastest corners on the racetrack?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. You have that long run out of the bus stop, and then depending on how they did the repave, you have the jump right next to pit exit that's on the old repave. The
right, yeah.
Ks. We get a little bit of air, so that'll be fun to see if that's still there or not.
And also, this will be probably the first time that MG tires are going to be run on this racetrack. Daytona for Kart Week was typically Bridgestones. I believe they're now on Vegas for a lot of their categories. I'm not quite sure. Was that correct? Vegas?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then Vega for Cup Karts and the 4-cycle side of things. So yeah, new surface and a new tire compound on the surface as well too, with MG tires never being inside Daytona International Speedway. So that's going to be, again, a lot of things to kind of see how the weekend goes and kind of review lap times, track conditions, etc. So Nate, do a quick breakdown of our event schedule coming up this weekend.
So Thursday we'll have optional practice. That'll be from noon till 6 p.m. Moving on to Friday, you have 4 rounds of official practice followed by qualifying to end off the day. Moving into Saturday, you have 1 warm-up. You have heat 1, 2, and 3, all 12 laps. And then finally on Sunday, warm-up, B-mains, finals, which will be 24 laps for Pro, 22 laps for KA competition and Extra Junior, and then 20 laps for the
Yep. Sorry about that. Let's keep going. So you got through you got through the event schedule. With that, let's head into our next break, our first commercial break, when we'll do by the numbers as we preview the USPKS Daytona Super Grand Prix.
All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the United States, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. 8 brands under the OTK USA banner are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour, the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, the United States Pro Kart Series, and even more programs throughout the country. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. Tony Kart, Cosmic, Prix, EOS, and Red Speed have been joined by the Gallard, LN Racing Kart, and CS55 brands. To learn more about a specific product line or to find the OTK USA dealer near you, visit otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. OTK, the gold standard of karting.
Welcome to AIM Sports and the groundbreaking Micron 6 karting data logger. Since its inception, AIM Sports has been at the forefront of motorsport technology, revolutionizing how racers gather data. From its early days, AIM has tailored its innovations to provide precise insights, allowing racers to fine-tune their strategies and push their limits. Fast forward to today, and we're excited to celebrate 30 years of Micron by introducing the latest evolution in karting data loggers, the Micron 6. Designed with cutting-edge features, including 25 Hz GPS with mil-spec precision, a 6-axis inertial platform, shift lights and alarms, temperature inputs, and a host of wired and wireless expansions. With 2 CAN buses, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, it's perfect for karting enthusiasts looking to enhance their game on the track. With its advanced suite of sensors, high-speed data acquisition, and easy-to-use interface, the Micron 6 delivers unparalleled performance on track. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this powerful tool helps you analyze every turn, every lap, even every heartbeat. Imagine a tool that not only records your lap times, but also analyzes parameters like speed, tire temperature, driver inputs, and engine performance. With the Micron 6, you'll gain insights that can shave seconds off your times and elevate your skills behind the wheel. Don't just drive, be data-driven. Join the AIM Sports community today and equip yourself with the Micron 6 to take your karting experience to the next level. Visit aimsports.com to learn more. AIM Sports, 30 years of Micron.
History, success, family. Those are the 3 words that can describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation located just outside of Indianapolis has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers in the near 6 decades of business. Their online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. From full karting packages, new engines, spare or replacement parts, and safety gear, find it all at CometKartSales.com. Their Comet Racing Engine service has won multiple major events and championships over decades of karting and continues to offer the best trackside service in the industry, specializing in IAME X30, IAME Swift, and other 2-cycle power plants. Make sure to head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today.
And we're back with our EKN OutLap, the episode 87, March 12th, 2025, as we are previewing the United States Pro Kart Series Daytona Super Grand Prix. I'm David Cole, joined by Nate Dean, in this show presented by Margay Racing. I'm sleep deprived, Nate. I just recorded our debriefs, and now we're getting into the outlap. So a lot of action over the last few days, including travel. And you're actually getting on a plane in a few hours to head down to Daytona, get ready to do all the coverage down there. I'll be coming down tomorrow morning. So a lot of busy action going around in the mobile EKN offices. Rob's in Colorado, you're in Minnesota, I'm here in Michigan. So a lot happening. I'm sure you're looking forward though to the warm weather that's going to be down in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. It's starting to warm up a little bit here in Minnesota, so we got that going for us, but it should be a nice change of condition.
It was great coming home and not having to put the winter coat on at midnight here Monday when I arrived. So yes, it is great to have that almost spring feeling. I know we got another week before it's officially spring, but it's getting closer and closer, and almost racing season up here in the northern part of the country. So before we head down to Daytona, let's take a look at by the numbers. In total, we have 212 entries. So larger than what we saw in the final 3 events of the 2024 calendar for the USPKS event. So all classes in the double digits. And let's start with the negative first, and then we'll get into the positives. The negative, the smallest category of the event, is the X30 Pro division at just 17 racers. Now, typically, this has been a category we've seen 30 or more over the 13 years of the USPKS. It just goes to show you maybe that there's a little bit too much racing going on, Nate. It's just you kind of look at that number and be like, man, where are the drivers that are typically in the pro category?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's no secret that the first couple of months of the season was a bit jam-packed with multiple different series, and like SCUSA Winter Series had a very healthy field of X30 drivers, and you can most likely imagine that a couple of them are a bit Floridaed out or wintered out for the first couple of months of the year, so that could obviously be playing a factor to that as well. A little unfortunate to only see 17 drivers, but as we'll get into the class breakdown later on, still have a very strong field in there.
Yeah, it's, so that was the negative. The positive, we got 20 in X30 Junior. When I do say smallest, sorry, I forgot to mention K100 Masters. They are at 15, which is the lowest number, but that field is going to be solid. A lot of good drivers in that category, so we'll talk about that later in our class breakdown. But 20 in X30 Junior, so solid number there. I think this is the first time in a long time we've seen more X30 Junior drivers than we have X30 Pro. But we could still have some walk-ups, so the Pro number could get bumped up to the 20 mark or above. Cadet-wise, we're at 33 for micro and 31 for mini, so that's 64 drivers in total under the age of 12, or some are probably 7 years old, making their micro debut as well. So a lot of a good number there. That's, again, where we're seeing a lot of positive growth is in terms of the cadet numbers. And, of course, big numbers in the KA divisions for senior and junior, 49 in total for senior and 46 for junior. So, again, full fields for those two categories. Which, again, as we talked about in our schedule, they're going to break those down into the A, B, C, D heat formats, as we've seen last year. Right now, they have a top 48 transferring to the finals. So we'll see if they even do run a B main, or if it's just going to be everybody all in, probably depending on the walk-ups. Nate, anything else to add in our by the number segment?
I mean, I think the big thing here is seeing the low number. Obviously, it's not what you want for the start of a season, but if you look at the rest of the schedule and thinking about locals too, Trackhouse has a very strong local presence, same too with Newcastle and Road America, with the club level at Road America being some of the strongest in the nation, Newcastle bringing in all the Midwest drivers. Daytona doesn't really have that. There's no club racing going on there to, like you would see at like Speed Sports bringing in the TSRS crowd or their local club. So that's probably another reason to stack on top of a busy winter schedule, is not having anyone really call Daytona a home track.
But again, any event over 200, massive event to begin with, but you're right. It didn't get the Florida bump that I think USPKS was hoping for, maybe because it's not at Homestead or it's not at Orlando. So, certainly with Superkarts USA moving to Orlando, it did get the massive bump there with record numbers for the Winter Series. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, they didn't quite get the Florida bump they were hoping for. And again, a busy winter schedule, dropping this in the middle of March rather than starting in April when things kind of slow down a little bit more, could be, again, a lot of different factors into the overall total and entry and participation for this event. So with that, let's head into our next commercial break, and we'll start breaking down our categories, beginning with X30 Pro and KA100 Senior after these messages.
What brand is known around the world for its innovation and success? It is Sodi Kart. The Sodi brand returned in full force during the 2023 season thanks to the new exclusive importer, the Karting Distribution, led by industry veteran Terry Germanovich. The French manufacturer Sodi Kart is a leader within the karting industry, offering a wide range of products and services. The Sodi Racing chassis line offers product in classes from mini karts to KZ, all based on years of development and championship seasons around the world. Sodi Racing USA has expanded its dealer network over the last year, bringing the Sodi brand to several local clubs and regional programs. The Sodi Racing USA by PK Sports is the official race team, producing many victories in different levels across the board. And the new Pro Race Academy is designed to cater to the next generation of motor racing, helping boys and girls aiming to make their mark. Visit SOTI-Racing-USA.com to learn more about SOTI Kart chassis or call 954-634-5111 to become part of the SOTI Racing USA network today. SOTI Kart, the world leader in the karting industry. Parolin is among the winningest brands in the USA and around the world. The Parolin Le Mans full-size chassis for junior and senior classes and the Parolin Opportunity model for cadet divisions have earned success weekend after weekend at all the major championships and events in both the USA and throughout Europe. The Parolin chassis lineup also includes the Invader shifter, along with the Daytona 4-cycle chassis and the Delfino Kid Kart. Karters can head to the ParolinUSA.com website where the entire chassis line and parts are available to you, with shipping available all across North America. Parolin USA partners with several companies and race teams across the country to provide a strong dealer network to represent the brand locally and at the national level to support drivers throughout North America. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parolin. Made in the USA. It's not just a statement, it's the mission at Factory Karts of America. Led by 4-time Supernats champion Billy Musgrave, Factory Karts manufactures their frames completely in-house at their Riverside, California facility. Built and designed from the ground up specifically for the American karting market, Factory Karts brings new innovations and solutions that are long overdue. Factory Karts bring together the highest quality materials to produce a high-performance, long-lasting kart that has been designed and perfected from 3 years of development, with a focus for a big push across North America in 2023. No other karting manufacturer stands behind its product like Factory Karts does, providing a 2-year warranty on all their frames. Do you remember when American made meant innovative, original, stronger, faster, and just plain better? Well, American Made is back. Contact Factory Karts today to join the American Made movement. Learn more by visiting factorykarts.com or email Billy anytime at info@factorykarts.com.
And welcome back to the EKN OutLap. It is episode 87 as we are previewing the 2025 United States Pro Kart Series Daytona Super Grand Prix from the Daytona International Speedway. In this show presented by Margay Racing, we're now into our class-by-class previews in our OutLap, and we'll begin with X30 Pro presented by Rollison Performance Group. As we talked about, the entries at 17 coming into the weekend. We do see last year's winners, including Ryan Norberg, Joe Turney, Austin Garrison, and then Norberg completing a 3-win season with back-to-back wins to close out 2024. But it was Austin Garrison winning the championship. Unfortunately, Garrison not returning to defend this year's championship. So we did confirm that with him this morning. So no Austin Garrison. So we will have possibly a new champion. With Norberg not on that entry list, but being told he will be competing this weekend. So it's still kind of a wait and see, Nate, on that. I'm sure once things get set up today and when they start hitting the track tomorrow, you'll be trackside. So right away, I'll be there once, probably around noon, once they do start hitting the racetrack. We'll kind of get an idea of that with the Norberg situation or any other walk-ups that may be coming in. So that's kind of the impact of the X30 Pro with Garrison not returning as a defending champion.
Yeah, always unfortunate to see the reigning champ not come back to defend their crown. And hopefully Ryan Norberg does decide to come race. But even without those two, you still got a whole host of drivers that look strong and have been strong throughout the Winter Series in the early months of 2025.
Yeah, among those, let's talk about Frankie Mossman moving up to the X30 Pro division this weekend. He is a SCUSA Winter Series champion in the KA division. He'll be joining the Jay Howard Driver Development Program on the Kart Republic. Caden McQueen, the British driver coming over to race with Energy Courses America in 2025. He has certainly made a statement thus far in the winter months as one of the top drivers to begin this season. And of course, Paulie Massimino, a longtime top contender, a KA senior winner last year at the USPKS program. He will be among those in the X30 Pro division. Nate, any other notables that you want to mention?
I think the Florida native, Jacob Kolar, should go on strong here on his KR, obviously winning the Miami Grand Nats last year and having a fairly strong end to the season in 2025. I think he'll be one to watch and definitely a podium contender. Finnegan Bailiff and their USPKS debut, the Burrell Art chassis, should be interesting. A couple other notables that might be some dark alibi for Rocket Racing Company, Alex Feldstein for Hoax Driver Development. They've been developing strong the past couple of years and could potentially stay on the podium at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, that's the thing with the field that we're looking at. There could be there could be a couple drivers that come through with kind of breakthrough performances on the weekend to put themselves either in the top 5 or even on the podium once we get to Sunday's main event. So, and again, a racetrack, a lot of people, and I'm looking at the list, probably a lot of these drivers have never been to. When we talk about Massimino, we talk about Bailiff, they've been there multiple times, so they kind of have the advantage going in. But again, lots of unknowns going into the year for the X30 Pro division. Let's move over to KA 100 Senior, presented by Brandon Jarzakrak Racing. They've hosted 49 drivers thus far going into the weekend. Last year, we saw 5 different drivers over the 5 rounds, including Alan Isambard, Paulie Massimino, Mick Gabriel, James Overbeck, and AJ Myers, who clinched last year's championship. So Myers not returning, so another defending champion not on the entry list coming into the weekend. Certainly, he's kind of moved his shift to shifters, focusing on that for 2025 as he was doing double duty throughout the year. So probably going to be doing a lot of driver coaching as well when not behind the wheel. But 49 drivers in this field. We look at Massimino as a returning winner, Mick Gabriel returning as a winner from last year, and James Overbeck returning as a winner from last year. I don't see Isambard, so yes, he's not on the entry list for this weekend. After that amazing drive he had at the Speed Sports in Texas. So some former winners coming back. So those are kind of names you look at. Certainly Massimino doing the double duty, having both K and X30, along with Frankie Mossman, who has been one of the top KA drivers thus far in 2025. So both of those drivers doing double duty. Some big names to note, some new homes going into this weekend, one of them being Brandon Lemke, former series champion. He's going to be racing with Speed Concepts Racing, so a move for him there. Colin Lloyd just announced his move to Velocity Racing by Sodi USA. So he's going to be under the new colors after racing X30 Pro with Speed Concepts Racing this winter. And then Caleb Gaffera, the driver who is now moved up to the USF 2000 program, a pole sitter, top qualifier at the St. Pete Grand Prix. He's going to be joining the Hoax Driver Development Program. Funny note, Nate, I think 2015, I was down at Daytona with my family on vacation and also attending Daytona Kart Week. But I believe that was the year that Caleb Gaffera was racing for the first time in the kid kart division at Daytona. So Gaffera is got lots of laps around this racetrack, just like we talked about with Lemke and Massimino. So the one thing that this category has is a lot of drivers with a lot of experience at this racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few drivers that go on very well here in at least WKA competition. Adam Maxwell, who hasn't had really the outings on the national level he would have wanted. this could be a good weekend for him and AMAX Racing. They always do very well in WK Kart Week, and the K100 class is always very stacked for that event, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the lone AMAX representative up there. Talking about former winners from last year, Enzo Vidmontian and Sebastian Garzone in the K100 junior category, moving up to senior this year. Those two are definitely going to be at the front of the field this time around. And then one more final note, Eli Warren, another driver who did not have the 2024 season he would have wanted, goes on incredibly well here at Daytona International Speedway. So we'll be watching out for the 997 War Power machine.
Yeah, another former winner in Daytona Kart Week, Christian Miles. He's won cadet, junior, and I believe senior racing, all in Daytona. He's back with Mike Doty Racing, so he's back to the USPKS competition. That'll be a driver to watch as well. Again, a lot of drivers in this field. You look at Jose Carlos Hernandez, who's been fastest winter. There was one other driver I was looking at, Steven Eisert, coming off a podium finish at Challenge of the Americas in California. He's actually been, I believe, to Daytona before. So again, this category is going to be outrageous. It's going to be fun to watch. A lot of Blake Nash, California driver as well too. So this one is definitely going to be the one to stand on the fence to watch all weekend long. Let's wrap that up and head into our next commercial break. And when we return, we'll get into our junior categories along with KA100 Masters after these messages.
Ready to step up your game? Joining the Rawlison Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups and are focused on developing those cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlison Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in IAME competition. We have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4514. The Rawlison Performance Group. We race to win. Let decades of experience and success lead you to the top of the podium. Join Brandon Jarsakrak Racing as your race team at the sport's major events in the United States. Brandon Jarsakrak is a 4-time United States Pro Kart Series champion, along with a multi-time Superkarts USA Pro Tour and WKA Manufacturers Cup Series race winner. Jarsakrak is ranked among one of the best from his generation to get behind the wheel of a racing kart. BJR provides full race team service and support at all USPKS, SCUSA, and Stars Championship Series events, along with trackside programs at the Trackhouse Motorplex in Mooresville, North Carolina. Partnering with Mike Doty Racing, Brandon's team of driver coaches and mechanics are passionate for the sport, providing decades of experience both on the track and working with many of today's karting standouts and current motorsport stars. Brandon Jarsakrak Racing offers a full range of services, including kart preparation, driver coaching, and race event support for both 2-cycle and 4-cycle competitors. BJR is an official LN Racing Kart team with OTK USA and is an official offset sport race team. Contact them today to develop a program based around your needs. Head to BrandonJarsakrak.com to learn more. It's a storied brand in karting, and it's got a new home in North America. Energy Course Americas is the official distributor for the Energy Course karting chassis and product line here in the US and Canada. The Energy Course brand was founded in 1997 out of passion and skill. Manufactured in Italy, Energy Course has gained national and international recognition with success in all different categories. Energy Course Americas offers an online store for the entire product line of the Energy Course brand, including complete racing packages, spare parts, race gear, clothing, and more, providing an excellent shopping experience. Race the brand that 9 of the 20 drivers currently in Formula One competed on during their karting careers. Visit energycourse.io to see the latest deals and to learn more about Energy Course Americas.
And welcome back to our next segment here on the EKN OutLap, episode 87, as we are previewing the USPKS Daytona Super Grand Prix at the Daytona International Speedway. In this show, presented by Margay Racing, David Cole and Nate Dean here giving our previews of the categories set to battle at the World Center of Racing. Starting this segment with X30 Junior, presented by Speed Concepts Racing. Again, 20 drivers set to battle. And Nate, the unique thing about this category and KA Junior actually, no former winners, or at least no winners from 2024 in either fields this weekend, including the X30 Junior division. So when you say that, that means a lot of those drivers who won last year have moved up to the senior ranks. So it kind of opens the door, Nate, for new drivers to step up and become the stars here at USPKS.
Yeah, and this is kind of my favorite cycle for junior racing, is when a lot of the front runners move their way up to senior, and you get to see some new faces be able to shine and break through at the front of the field, where the past couple seasons they've been on the podium, they've been so close to getting that big result or that win, and now it just looks a little bit more achievable for them.
It certainly does. And so let's look at some of the names. More of the experienced drivers. You look at Canadian Nathan Dupuis. You look at Sarah Bradley there, among the more experienced drivers in the field. We saw Tristan Murphy winning the SKUSA Winter Series. So he's got a win already under his belt. Alex Vanchev, the SKUSA Winter Series champion, coming in with Rollison Performance Group with championships in both X30 and KA Junior. So Vanchev probably among those on the list as the top contender. But you do have drivers making that move up from the mini ranks to junior. You look at Ashton Woon, a winner in mini twice last year at USPKS competition, along with Nico Katowski, who won at the series finale last year. He's moving and getting adapted to the full-size karts here in the junior ranks. Some other notables, I look at the list, Cole Medeiros, he's joining Rollison Performance Group for USPKS competition. And you got Edward Kennedy, who's shown pretty strong in the winter months with Energy Course Americas as well. So those are some of the names. Nate, did I miss any names that you kind of highlighted on your list?
I think you got the main ones. The one I had left was Benham Abernathy, and a little bit of bias here because I've been seeing him develop at Route 66 the past couple of years, but the strides he's made on the national level to get up to the front of the field and be able to compete. He was there or thereabouts in K100 junior competition at the national level last season, just didn't have the luck to back it up. Now going to Daytona again with Holt's driver development, could see Benham in that fight for a podium.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun category to watch, but even more, let's double the fun. Let's go 46 entries in the KA100 Junior presented by BBS Race Engines. Again, no former winners or no 2024 winners in this field, including defending champion Diego Ardiles, who was the champion in both junior categories last year. We probably have already mentioned some of the names. You talk about Nathan Dupuis and others running double duty. I'm looking at it. It's not a lot of lists or not a lot of names. Dupuis stands out. I didn't have a chance to kind of go back for Edward Kennedy doing double duty as well. Nico Katowski doing double duty. So I'm kind of looking at this off the cuff. So those are just the names that stand out to me that are doing double duty. But there's a lot of names who are going to be in contention. Certainly Alex Vanchev, another double duty as well. So he's among those. Nate, who stands out as some of the top contenders coming into this weekend?
Yeah, a lot of drivers looking strong going into this one. Obviously, the big one for me, Isaac Malkut, is going to be very hard to beat this weekend. He seems like he has all the momentum in the world right now. So expect him and Vanchev to be fighting the pointy end of the field. You have Tristan Murphy for Ryan Perry Motorsport up there as well. Same as Pettit. Valentino Santian making his move up to K100 junior competition this year after running Mini last year was very impressive in the winter rounds, and expect him to be at the sharp end of the field. Tyrone Kemper Jr. for Speed Concepts Racing as SCR continues to strengthen their junior category. He's going to be one to watch. He's always quick at his southern region. Final two I have listed, Benja Fernandez for SLA Kart Racing. Again, another driver with a junior debut this year. And then Nate Gulseth for Arcade Motorsports, who's been so fast in TSRS the past couple of years, almost got pole at the Ohio Grand Prix last year. He's been really developing himself as a driver, so I'll be looking out for Nate.
Yeah, an interesting move for Fernandez, moving up to the junior ranks. He is 12 years old, so I guess it is his time to move up after running. I believe he ran Mini at the SCUSA Winter Series, so this is the full debut for him in the junior ranks. So again, a lot of big names and a lot of contenders in this field for the KA100 junior category. Let's move over to KA100 Masters presented by Nash Motorsports at 15 entries. We don't have defending champion Nicky Coelho in the field. So that's 5 for 5 with no defending champion in the field. Coelho not coming back to not going to do Daytona. I'm hoping we'll see him at other events throughout the year, but not racing this weekend in Daytona. We don't have former winners Adam Kreppen, Max Pappas, Scott Kopp, or Clay Settles in the field. We do have last year's series finale winner Martin Stone in the field under the Rawls Performance Group tent. So he's there. We have former race winner Miguel Mir in the field, Renato Yader David, a former winner in the field. So those are kind of the names to stand out right away. Nate, who are some of the names you have highlighted?
Yeah, I mean, a strong field so far, just from what you were saying, even if we don't have, series champion or winners from last year. Skitchy Barnes is another one that I will be keeping an eye on. Obviously, he does incredibly well in Master Shifter competition, so we'll see him in the KA class this time around. Be interesting to see how he does in single speed, but obviously with these master classes, you never know. There might be a couple surprises that we're going to look back on, think, how did we not pick them going into the weekend? Obviously, there's a lot of Southern representation for these early year races, so just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we got Scott Falcone from Colorado. He was just at Challenge of the Americas last weekend. Brent Harper making his USPKS debut with Team Ferris Racing aboard the Kart Republic. He just won at the Texas Sprint Racing Series opener at Speed Sports in the wet. We do have a Florida driver, Mundy Lauer. Watch for him in the Nash Motorsports Tony Kart. He can typically be towards the front end of the field. So a very competitive K100 Masters category, even though they're only at 15. So this will be a fun one. And Barnes does have single speed experience. So he's done a lot of Briggs racing. But it's funny to go from Briggs to shifter all the time. So this is kind of in between the middle. So he's won at Daytona in the Briggs category. So we'll see how he can do in KA. With that, let's head into our final commercial break. And when we return, we'll talk Mini Swift and Micro Swift.
There's a new hot button name in American safety equipment, Stilo USA. Every product with Stilo is focused on safety, comfort, and function. Stilo USA is happy to provide you with the proper safety apparel to keep you protected on the track, and their karting lineup is second to none. New to the product lineup is the Stilo Carbon CMR karting helmet. Designed to revolutionize your karting experience, this carbon fiber crafted helmet is among the lightest on the market, without compromising on safety. The Stilo ST5 KRT karting helmet is manufactured using a lightweight and extremely strong composite material. The KRT provides an excellent fit and comfort level due to its dual density interior foam lining, and it's equipped with a symmetrical visor that offers excellent vision and an effortless central visor locking system. The Stilo ST5 CMR standard was developed jointly by the FIA Institute and Snell Memorial Foundation to ensure safer and lighter weight helmets for younger karters. Drivers rave about the superior comfort levels, lightweight construction, and the unparalleled field of vision that is perfect for the youth helmet line. Stilo didn't stop with their helmets either. The newly developed Carbon Curva rib protector is unlike any other on the market, with a form-fitting solution to offer superior protection. The Carbon Curva 8870 version is FIA homologated and includes a chest protector. Head to StiloHelmets.com to review these products and many more to keep you safe on the track. Stilo. Any competition, one helmet. Established in 1999, PSL Karting has become a powerhouse within the karting industry for North America and around the world. PSL Karting is your complete source for all Burrell Art products as the North American importer, providing this top quality product through both their expansive dealer network or through the PSLkarting.com online store. Whatever you need is available 24/7 online, including safety gear, parts, components, and full karting packages. All three brands, Burrell Art, Ricardo Kart, and Charles Leclerc Karts, are in stock and ready to hit the track. Grab your winning chassis for any category by visiting PSLkarting.com to find your nearest dealer. PSL Karting is always looking for interest in new dealers and teams to help create new business relationships. Drivers looking to take their talents to the next level can join the Burrell Art North America race team, competing at all the major US and Canadian events this season. When you're ready to win, go with PSL Karting. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry, and with over 30 years of combined karting experience, we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at franklinkart.com, where all of our products are just a mouse click away. We continue to add to our growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, the Ceramic product line, Driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, Smoker performance sprockets, OTK products, AIM, MG tires, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. Be sure to stop by the Franklin trailer during the United States Pro Kart Series events as the official trackside vendor. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com.
Welcome back to our final segment here on the EKN OutLap, episode 87, as we are previewing the USPKS Daytona Super Grand Prix, heading to the Daytona International Speedway this weekend. David Cole here and Nate Dean providing a preview of the categories now in our final two classes in this show presented by Margay Racing. Let's look at Mini Swift presented by Sodi Racing USA. 31 drivers in total set to battle. Which includes none of last year's former winners, except for one. Ashton Woon moved up. Rocco Simone is racing in Europe, moving up to the junior ranks as well. And Nico Katowski also moving up to the junior ranks. But we do have Trackhouse winner Parker Ives in the field, so he's the only returning driver in this Mini Swift field. Ives is a Nitro Kart driver. I believe he just won at the Cup Karts North America Spring Nationals. Nate, I didn't get a chance to watch or see any of that, I tried to follow as much as I could, but I was kind of focused on Masters guys. I believe he just won there or was on the podium, right?
Both he and Knaus won, which made it 2 for 2 for Hendrick Motorsports crew chiefs on the weekend.
There you go. See, yeah, that was Knaus in the kid kart division, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, really cool to see Parker Ives starting off the season with a win. I know he's been doing some legend stuff as well too. So hasn't been in the kart too often, or at least competition wise, but maybe doing some testing at home. So he's the only former winner in the field, but this field is stacked. A lot of strong drivers in the field. You look at last year's Micro Swift champion, Zane Burgess, moving up to the mini ranks. So he's going to be making his USPKS mini debut this weekend. Enzo Di Janeiro is probably one of the hotter mini drivers in the country right now with the Rotax success at the SCUSA Winter Series. Looking at Jaden Francisco coming off a win at the RMC USA West event in Phoenix. So a lot of strong drivers in here, Nate. Who are some ones that you have marked up on your list?
Yeah, so Santi Orioli had a really strong start to his micro campaign last season, kind of faded off towards the end, but we'll see how he can do in Mini Swift on that Orioli Kart Performance KR. Lawrence Perriman for BJR. Brand Jarsacrack Racing should be another one to look out for as well. A driver who was developing so much last season, but never really got the results he would have wanted. Liam Nachuati for J. Howard Driver Development. We know how quick J. Howard drivers have been at Orlando. We'll see if that carries over to Daytona. And then Cameron Johnson, already with a win this year in the Florida Winter Tour, was a driver that was always at the front end of the Micro Swift division last season, the Mini Swift division last season. So be watching out for Cameron to potentially get a couple more podiums and maybe a top step this year.
One name I'm going to put out there because I'm pretty sure he won at Daytona either this year or last year, Cade Wolf with Timmy Tech on Comp Kart Watch. He could be a sneaky pick coming into the weekend. Again, it's about with this racetrack and a lot of drivers not knowing it. It's all about experience. So that's going to be a key aspect, but you're still going to have the fast drivers be the fast drivers. And you've mentioned a bunch of them as well. So this will be a fun one to watch, including the Micro Swift presented by Team Ferris Racing. 33 drivers going to be in attendance for the youngest division, set to do battle. Again, no former winners in the field and our defending champion not in this field. I forgot to mention Royce Vega's last year's Mini Swift champion. He's actually racing in Europe at the WSK Supermaster Series, which actually a lot of USPKS drivers are over there racing. So that maybe that we forgot about that, and by the numbers, Nate, a lot of USPKS drivers are racing in Europe this winter and this weekend. So that's part of it. But yeah, no former champions defending their championship from last year this year at the USPKS. So that's an interesting side of it. But yeah, again, no former winners in the field. So we're going to see some new names at the top of the podium in USPKS competition. I got three that kind of stand out for me because they're winners from the SCUSA Winter Series program. Talk about Marcelo Flores, racing under the J. Howard Driver Development crew. Dutch Westbrook, Team Bannock driver, picking up a victory this winter. And then Leo Simone, another driver for J. Howard Driver Development on the Kart Republic. He also picked up a win as well. So those are three drivers that kind of stand out to me. I know there's a number of others that have shown speed and been fast thus far in the Winter Series or Winter program. Nate, who are the ones that you're kind of looking at?
Yeah, so I had three highlighted as well. Brody Stoffel for Sodi Kart. He's always incredibly quick in TSRS competition. Be watching out for him. Hudson Howard, again, we were talking about how quick the J. Howard drivers are from X30 competition with Frankie Mossman all the way down to the micro drivers. I think Hudson will be at the front of the field this weekend. And then Lennox Lockhart is a driver we really hadn't heard a lot about until the start of this season, where he really burst onto the scene in the winter series and the winter events that we've had so far in 2025. He'll be racing for Velocity Racing and Sodi USA. He's a Florida native as well, so we'll see how he does this weekend.
Yeah, I was super impressed with him. He had pace every race that he was in at the SCUSA Winter Series program. Nearly picked up a victory in the final round, but contact took him out on the last lap. So unfortunate for him. So yeah, Lockhart definitely one of those names to watch in this 33 driver field for Micro Swift. So yeah, be sure to follow us all weekend long on our social media platforms. We'll have updates from the USPKS Daytona Super Grand Prix. Make sure you follow the hashtags EKN at USPKS, hashtag USPKS, hashtag Daytona Super GP, and of course, hashtag Daytona, as we are going to be inside the World Center of Racing all weekend long. We'll be streaming the live audio all weekend long. You can check that out at the EKN live page or on the EKN Radio Network app on your phone. So again, if you're not able to watch the live coverage from Kart Tracer, and you're driving, can't watch it, you want to listen to it, you can still catch the live audio all weekend long. So Nate, any final words before you hop on a plane here in a couple hours?
I cannot wait to be warm.
It'll be awesome. Yes, we're gonna definitely have shorts on all weekend long. Hopefully no long sleeves will be needed unless we go to the beach and it gets a little windy there during nighttime there, checking out the waves of the Atlantic Ocean. So is there any particular spots that you enjoy when you go to Daytona other than the racetrack itself?
It's hard because the only other times I've been there is for the Rolex 24, and I pretty much just spend all the time there. So apart from the Speedway and a few places and one Daytona, I don't have a lot of experience outside the racetrack.
It's either beach or racetrack for me. So that's how I roll when I get to Daytona. So excited. There are a couple good spots, Brickyard Tavern, on the International Drive there as you head towards the beach. Great burger spot. I've been doing my research for pizzas. I haven't quite figured out yet where I'm going to go. I think there is one near the beach, so we might try and hit that up on the weekend. So excited to looking forward to opening up the 2025 season for the United States Pro Kart Series in Daytona this weekend. So with that, let's wrap up our show. And thank you for listening for myself and Nate Dean. Until next time.